name's Debbie, and this is a short tutorial on all the different props that you can use for yoga. We're going to start with the bolster. You can use this under your legs when laying down in Savasana. It helps to align your back and keeps everything from hurting as much when you lay down. Sometimes our backs aren't always aligned and we need a little bit of support. We have the strap. The strap, yoga strap, it normally has a belt at the end or sometimes two metal rings like this. This is actually my strap that holds my yoga mat. So back to the yoga strap. The strap is used for when positions aren't in your reach. So in this instance, I'm going to wrap the strap around my feet. Actually, I'm going to turn this way. So I'm going to wrap the strap around the balls of my feet, grab it with my hands, stick my chest up, and begin to lean. And I'm using the strap to help pull myself deeper into the posture. Not all postures are in our reach, so this is going to help me get there a lot faster. All right. Next we have sandbags. So you use sandbags when mostly in relaxing poses, when you're doing restorative stretches. You'll put them on your knees just to help pull your knees down so that you're not doing so much work. It's like an assisted stretch. And it just adds a little bit of pressure and helps to open up your hips a little bit more. All right. Wrist wraps. We do a lot of push-ups, and sometimes if you get into arm balances, you might find that your wrists are in flames. Don't get alarmed. This is very normal. And if you get a pair of wrist wraps, it might actually help to strengthen your wrists. And I know it helped me a lot, but we also do a lot of push-ups and down dog. It can be a lot of strain on your wrists when you're first starting. So I suggest buying a pair of wrist wraps. These are Rogue. So if you go to roguefitness.com, they're very cheap. Let me actually open them up and show you how they work, because I don't want you getting a pair of karate wrist wraps where it wraps around your whole hand. This just actually supports the wrist. You wrap around like this. It's got a little bit of Velcro, and then you can tighten it to whatever size you want it to be. All right. Blocks. Blocks are used when you want to strengthen your shoulders or your inner thighs. They can also be used in standing postures when you can't reach the floor and you don't want to strain your back. So you don't want a rounded back. You want a straight back. So we use the blocks when so we can keep the posture and keep our form correct. Also, they can be used in restorative poses. If you don't have open hips, you can use them for a pushing down on, keeping your hips up so that you don't hurt anything. Also, when doing splits, blocks are just great for everything. Next, water. Water is something that you don't actually want to drink when you do gentle yoga. Now, if you're at a workshop or doing something for over 2 hours, then yes, by all means, drink water. But when we're doing a 30-minute, 60-minute class, you want to heat up, your insides to heat up. And if we keep putting the fire out with water, it's not going to work for us. You won't burn as much calories if you're in there for maybe getting in better shape. Next, we have a blanket. So what is a blanket used for? A blanket can be used if you don't have the bolster for the same thing, putting it under your ankles or your lower back. It can also be used when we're in seated postures and you have sensitive knees. So nobody wants to hurt themselves. So we'll put the blanket, it lifts the knees up a little bit higher and doesn't put as much stress on your joints. And when you're laying down at the end, maybe you get a little cold, you might want to cover up. Blankets are good for that too. So that's what I have. These are all the, oh no, one more. The chair. It's always good to have a folding chair when you're first getting started. There's a lot of things that you can use the chair for. One of them may be when you're sitting down and stretching. You can't lean as far, you can lean on the chair. It can be used for when we're doing our one-legged postures for balance work. You can stretch back, and it helps to assist in a lot of ways. Also, we can use the wall to help assist us. So there's so many different props that you can use. Let me move the chair forward a little bit, and I'll show you the balance work that I'm talking about. So from here, we'll hold on to the chair, and then lift your leg for tree pose. And maybe you can't balance on one leg. It's going to help you to eventually just have a fingertip of pressure on the chair. So there's just really so many things that you can do with the chair also. Anyway, these are the props that I have for you today. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Namaste.